The Battle of the Frontiers, a key start to World War I. Did you know German forces were close to Paris by September 1914? The Battle of the Frontiers in August 1914 was a key moment in World War I. It started with the invasion of Belgium on August 3, 1914. The battle saw fast movements and huge losses on both sides. The Battle of Liège was intense, with German forces breaking through the city's defenses. By August 7, 1914, Liège fell to the Germans after heavy bombardments. The city of Mulhouse was also fought over by French and German troops, changing hands twice in a few weeks. Both sides showed great resilience and strategy, leading to a stalemate. The Allied withdrawal from the Ardennes exposed their flank. This allowed the Germans to move closer to Paris. These battles were critical in understanding the early strategies and the stalemate that followed in World War I. The Battle of the Frontiers was a key start to World War I's Western Front. It happened from August 7th to September 6th, 1914. Over 2 million soldiers clashed in these early battles, showing the war's intensity. French, British, and Belgian troops faced the German army's readiness. The battle included fights like the Battle of Mulhouse and the Battle of Mons. These battles were intense and lasted for weeks. Germany had 68 divisions, while France had 62, with Belgium and Britain adding more. Both sides lost over 300,000 soldiers. On August 22, 1914, France lost over 27,000 men in one day. The German push was strong, starting with a demand to pass through Belgium on August 2, 1914. Their invasion began on August 4th. This set the stage for more battles, including the Battle of the Marne in early September 1914. At the start of World War I, the military strategies were complex. The Schlieffen Plan and Plan d'Estaing were key. They shaped the goals of the German and Allied forces during the Battle of the Frontiers from August 14th to September 6, 1914. The Germans had the Schlieffen Plan. It aimed for a quick win by going around Paris through Belgium. This would knock France out fast, then they'd face Russia on the Eastern Front. But it needed perfect timing and a strong rail network to move troops. The French had planned a C7. It was about attacking to take back Alsace and Lorraine. They planned a bold move with 19 divisions into Lorraine, but the Germans had a strong defense line with trenches and guns. On the battlefield, moving troops was key. The Germans had over 2 million soldiers. In Lorraine, the French faced tough resistance. The left-hand pincer, with 13 French and 4 British divisions, was outnumbered by 30 German divisions. General Moltke faced communication problems. This made it hard to follow the Schlieffen Plan. He had to move 11 divisions to other places, weakening the main attack. On September 4, 1914, Moltke changed the plan because of these issues. The Allies, led by General Joffre, saw German weaknesses. They moved troops fast to strengthen their left flank. Despite early losses, Joffre kept pushing forward to stop the Germans. The early strategies, like the Schlieffen Plan and Plan d'Estaing, showed the complexity of war. These plans and changes set the stage for the long and hard battles on the Western Front. The invasion of Belgium in 1914 was a key moment in the start of World War I. It led to a lot of fighting on the Western Front. Germany started the invasion on August 4, 1914, with a plan to quickly take important Belgian fortresses and move into France. Germany had about 750,000 soldiers ready to go. Belgium had 220,000 troops defending. Then, France and Britain added 299,000 and 247,400 soldiers, making a total of 766,400 men ready to fight. The Battle of Liège started on August 5, 1914. Liège had 12 strong forts and 35,000 soldiers. The German Second Army, led by Field Marshal Karl von Bülow, fought hard. They used big siege cannons to take 11 of the 12 forts by August 15th. They then took the city. The Siege of Namur began on August 21, 1914. Then, the Siege of Antwerp started, showing the harsh fighting of the early battles. Germany showed their skill in advancing, taking control of parts of Belgium by August 26, 1914. Many civilians died in the early invasion. known as the Rape of Belgium. Over 6,000 people lost their lives. The Great Retreat from August 24th to September 28th, 1914, and the Race to the Sea from September 17th to October 19th, 1914, were desperate tries by the Allies to stop the Germans. By November 1914, most of Belgium was under German control. This changed the war's direction. The invasion led to new military plans, conscription, and fortifications, showing its big impact on the start of World War I. The Battle of the Frontiers. In August 1914 was a series of significant battles in World War I. The Battle of Mons, on August 23, 1914, was the first fight for the British Expeditionary Force, BEF. The German army attacked in large groups, but the BEF's quick rifle fire was like a machine gun, slowing them down. In the Ardennes forests, French and German armies fought hard. The dense woods made the battle even tougher. The Battle of Charleroi from August 21st, 1914, was another major fight. The Germans used their numbers to try and beat the French. The Battle of Le Cateau happened on August 26, 1914. British troops showed great bravery, holding off the Germans. But the Germans kept pushing, and the British were tired and lost many men. The French lost 329,000 men, the British about 30,000, and the Germans around 305,000. The battles in 1914, like Mons, Ardennes, and Charleroi, showed the bravery of the soldiers. They also changed the course of World War I. Each battle was important, showing the high cost of war and changing military strategies. The Battle of the Frontiers was a key moment in World War I, with huge losses in 1914. The Battle of Liège from August 5th to 16 was one of the bloodiest. French forces lost about 329,000 soldiers, and British troops lost nearly 30,000. German forces lost around 305,000 soldiers. The Battle of Tannenberg. From August 26th to 30 was also very bloody. Russian forces lost over 78,000 soldiers, with 92,000 taken prisoner. German losses were much lower but significant, with about 15,000 soldiers affected. The First Battle of the Marne from September 6 to 12 was another major loss. The French army lost 263,000 soldiers, with 82,000 killed. German losses were slightly lower, with over 256,000 casualties. The First Battle of Ypres from October 19th to November 22nd was also very costly. The Allies lost between 130,000 to 160,000 soldiers. German losses were around 50,000. The Second Battle of Ypres saw even more losses due to gas warfare, with German losses at 35,000 and Allied losses between 70,000 to 85,000. Some battles during the Battle of the Frontiers were extremely deadly. For example, on August 22nd, the French 20th Infantry Division lost about 2,000 soldiers. The 47th Infantry Regiment lost around 350 soldiers. These losses were a third of their total manpower, showing the heavy toll. The Battle of the Frontiers losses tell a larger story of WWI casualties. Over 1 million soldiers fought in battles like the Battle of Charleroi. The human cost was huge, setting the stage for a long and devastating war. The Battle of the Frontiers had a big impact on history. It lasted from August 7th to September 13th, 1914. The most important fight was at Mons on August 23rd. There, the British Expeditionary Force, BF, faced off against the German First Army. The BEF had about 75,000 men, while the Germans had 150,000. Despite being outnumbered, the BEF held off the Germans for 6 hours. This gave the Allies time to prepare for more battles. The Germans took control of important resources in Belgium and northern France. They got coal, iron ore, and key transportation. This change had big effects on future wars. The BEF's stand at Mons showed a new way of fighting. It showed how deadly modern war could be. The numbers of dead were as high as in old wars like the Crimean and Franco-German wars. By the end of August 1914, the French lost about 329,000 soldiers. The Germans lost around 206,500. These numbers showed how brutal the fighting was. The battles at Mons and others in the Battle of the Frontiers were very costly. They showed the need for new tactics in war. These changes would affect the whole war, making it longer and harder. The Battle of the Frontiers is a key part of World War I history. It shows the early 20th century warfare's complexity. The battles in northern France and southern Belgium in August 1914 set the stage for the long war ahead. On August 23, 1914, the British Expeditionary Force, BEF, fought the Germans at Mons. British soldiers fired 15 rounds per minute, causing many German casualties. This showed the new tactics and technology of war. The early battles of World War I had a big impact. They showed the advancements in tactics and technology. They also changed military strategies and international relations. Countries like Italy stayed neutral, while the UK's dominions like Australia and Canada joined the war. The Battle of the Frontiers shows the start of World War I's fierce and costly war.